her. I said just rainbow today. Just all rainbow. All rainbow all the time.
That's how black very noir. I wish I could change like the filter of like where I was at to have it be all black. Wait. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Eve was almost depressed by the results of this episode. We'll talk about it.
Spooky season.
That part. It is the beginning of spooky season. Well, spooky season started for me September 1st, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, Mabu, hey, everyone. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. And today, I am the Coke Zero girly of the pod. Again, I'm drinking Coke Zero because now it's a tradition. We kind of just have to keep it up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out our cast assessment for DragRace Thailand, featuring the one and only, the icon, Miss Jeannie herself. Period.
And hi, I am River, your Brazilian correspondent here on The Cup. And today I am drinking some water out of my cute Hello Kitty mug to kind of match my shirt and be in the pink. And I will be fanning myself during the whole pod and drinking a lot of water because my country is still on fire. Just like this episode was. Yay!
Period!
And we, what's hopping in, everyone? It is me, Eve the Bunny, Chicago drag icon and Queen of Ivy Park, repping a little bit of the school merch from Ivy. The hell drop was that?
We finally got to the point. We finally got to the point where Eve doesn't remember which drop something is from.
Yeah, I was like, what is this from? Yeah, it's from Ivy.
Yeah.
I decided to go very collegiate, very French. That
ended like 2 months ago, Eve. What? You missed the whole season. You missed all of France season 3.
Selena wasn't Puerto Rican?
No.
She was Mexican.
Yeah. Not the boar worms. Not the boar worms.
Me and my friends were doing it last night. Hilarious. Oh my god. You know about the boar worms, right?
You have to know about the boar worm. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Yes, medicine. Yes.
A period. Thank you. Yes. Not the boar worms. No. This is apparently the energy y'all are getting today. Oh my goodness. Before yes. Oh yeah, what are you drinking, girl?
I have a jumbo polar pop from Circle K, full
Period.
of Coca-Cola.
I always forget about American-sized sodas. It is so crazy.
Yeah. I've just got
jarring every time I get it, and it's jarring every time I see it.
Yeah. So Eve and I are both the Coke girlies of the podcast today. Period. But we are going to dive into this fabulous first ever Lipsync Lalaparuza over on DragRace Philippines. Another spectacular episode of this season. Truly, I'm ready to say one of the best seasons of all time globally. I'm ready. There are 2 more episodes, and if they don't disappoint, it's going to be up there for me. But
I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I am overall okay with the way things panned out in this episode.
Same.
But I called every single thing that happened before it happened.
Oh, yeah.
It was very obvious of every single move that was going to be made throughout this entire episode. And it did take away a little bit of it for me because it was just like nothing in this episode surprised me. It was a good episode, but I was in no way surprised by a thing. Everything played out exactly the way that I thought it was going to. And I was just like...
And yet I was still entertained.
I was still entertained. I just...
Yeah.
it was like entertaining for me, like watching an episode of Friends that I've rewatched like 50 times over. I'm like, I know where this joke's gonna go. I know where this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I did wish that I could have got a little bit like. Literally everything.
Yeah.
When I think about it, I was like, yeah, no, I call all that, but I was,
Yeah. Well, we're gonna dive into all of it: the good, the bad, the not good at all. But before we do, the predictable, the producer shenanigans of it all. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time, giving you almost all things drag. And as of next week, that means 5 seasons of drag content. Yay! But it's all fun things for the most part. We still got 2 more episodes of Philippines, and I'm excited about that. Dragula is starting. DragRace España just started. Very strong. DragRace UK premieres tomorrow at the time we're doing this, and global. Anyway, some good Drag Race. Some good Drag Race right now. And make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon for exclusive content and early access, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug, lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link is in the description below, and we do ship domestically within North America and internationally, so there are no excuses unless your country is currently under siege or on fire. Then there are some excuses. Ding. But we come back into the workroom. Pop Star's gone, and I'm sad about it.
Yeah, I hate that part. It really sucks.
Yeah. Anyway,
we love you, mama bitch.
Love you, mama. I really heard you say bitch just then, and I was like, that still tracks, but love you, mama bitch.
And all of the girls were very sad that she was gone. They all clearly really enjoyed her presence there. So did I. Especially
the Obar girls. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we heard,
fine, but still, it was, it's sad. I love Popstar.
Yeah. Oh, I did too. I wish her fashions were more up to what she wanted them to be. And, for that reason alone, I hope she gets another shot at some point in the future on Drag Race to show, fully a well-rounded version of who Popstar Bench is. I think we got a great idea, and she did give some great performances and her incredible personality. I do hope that there's an opportunity for her to show her looks and her concepts in a fully realized way at some point in the future. I don't know what that would necessarily be, but I wouldn't be mad at seeing it.
A redemption.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we go into the workroom the next day, and tensions are already high. Because Miss Zimba's wearing this dress, and it's a pretty dress. It's a pretty dress. And Mix makes this offhanded comment about Zimba not paying for her own garments, stemming from a conversation they had at the hotel the night prior, where they were basically joking about Zimba being a Nepo baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't beat those allegations in this episode, I gotta be honest. But
before Mix says that, Zimba was showing off the dress. She said to the girls, "You guys can't afford this."
Yeah.
Talking about her dress. And then Mix, in her head, she said that jokingly, because they had joked about that same subject the night before in the hotel, she joked about that, like Zimba kind of threw some shade at the girls, and Mix in her mind was just like throwing some back because they did the night before and it was fine, and then maybe because it was in front of the camera, Zimba didn't like it. I don't know, but she didn't like it.
That's what I seem to think it is, honestly, because she seemed a little taken aback and then immediately was just like, well, why are you bringing this up? And what she didn't say that I think was conveyed by the way that she felt attacked and like conveyed her words, it was very much so, why are you talking about this in front of a camera? Without saying, why are you talking about this in front of the camera?
Yeah. It was more. It was more like she said, "Why are you bringing this up?" But it felt like she wanted to say, "Why are you bringing this up now?"
Exactly.
Which I understand, but like the way that she went about it was like very. I don't know. She didn't need to go as hard on Mix. She just could have said like, "Hey, let's drop it. I don't want to talk about that. Let's like, you know what I mean? Like she didn't have to go as combative, I guess. But I don't know. Because here's the thing. I relate to Mix a lot in the situation because I sometimes don't understand if I'm being inconvenient and why. Because like she felt very confused as to like, okay, why was it okay yesterday and now it's not? You know what I mean? Because if it was if the problem was the comment, it would have been a problem the first time that it happened. You know what I mean? So I get it. But I also understand Zimba not wanting to have that brought up in front of the cameras. I don't understand why, because I don't see a problem with it, but...
Yeah. And I've been in Zimba's position as well, where like you say something in like a joking way about yourself and then it's used against you later. So I definitely do understand her feeling a little bit more defensive about it. I think there could have been
like
laughing
with
it
your
off.
mom. Like, you can say it, but other people can't.
Right, yeah. Any thoughts, Eve?
Huh?
Any thoughts?
A few.
Okay.
First of all, I feel like that what happened is it comes down to a time and place kind of situation. I think Mix just didn't pick the right time or place. I think Mix tried to throw that in as a low blow. Like, oh, I know something that everybody else doesn't know or that the world doesn't know or da-da-da-da, whatever. So I'm going to try to dig on you real quick. Especially because when you find out that the outfit was made by Udipota, then it's like, okay, well then obviously Zimba wasn't serious when she said none of you can afford it because the damn girl was there with y'all. So like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's, you know what I mean? That's why when they found out it was Udipota, she was like, well, why didn't you just say that? I was like, it doesn't matter why she didn't say that. She did say something as a joke to be cute and you decided to try to throw a low blow in. And so like, I think that she kept reiterating specifically like breeding isn't a part of this, so why are you bringing her name up? Because I feel like that it almost makes it seem like it invalidates what Zimba's drag is or what Zimba does with her drag. Like all she is just someone who's someone's drag child wearing their clothes kind of a situation.
Yes.
And so that's why I understand why I guess she was frustrated. But I will say I thought the most sickening part was when she got back to her. She said, yes. She said, she basically was like, you're shaming me because I can't afford something. You're shaming me because I'm poor. Okay, I'm poor. Ha ha ha. You have money and you have a job and you can afford an outfit. Baby, Zimba chewed her ass up with that one because I was sitting there like, girl, you should.
But my favorite part was Tita watching everything behind her fan the whole time. That was the best.
Very
part.
Brooklyn Heights in the work.
Very behind. Just being like, behind the pillow. Oh, very that. I definitely get that. I definitely agree with what you're saying, Eve. I also think Zimba fully invalidates everything she says in this moment later in Untucked. And that's what's frustrating me about Zimba. Like, this is the first time this season for me for Zimba where her age is showing. Like, I have to remember she's 21. And she's 21. And I understand being her age because I remember being that arrogant when I was her age. Like, I remember it vividly. And there is a touch of arrogance there. And she knows it. The other girls know it. A lot of people brought it up later. But yeah, it was an interesting situation to say the least. But
it was over something like that, and at least for me, is like so stupid. You know what I mean? Like it's a non, like, because if it is true that she can't afford her outfits, there's no problem with that. And like I didn't see a problem with anything. It was just like a moot point.
Now the difference would be the fact if every damn thing she brought was her mother's.
Exactly. And we know that to not be the case. case. We know that to not be the case because she has
Yeah.
like the leprosy look alone. I doubt Brigading had a leprosy look.
Right.
Like, but
It's one of those kind of things that, like, the term, because I put it this way, we have a lot of Nepo babies in Chicago. We got a lot of grandbabies of Kool-Aids and stools and this, that, and the other of the high name girls up there. And there are a good amount of them. I'm not saying all of them, but there is a good amount of them that is actually worth their worth in drag, regardless of a name. You know what I mean? Like, it's very
the name helps, but they've got the talent beyond that.
Right. If they were detached from that name or from that connection or from that friend group or whatever, they would still have amazing drag careers. Absolutely. They're very self-sufficient on their own. We do have some Nepo babies in Chicago who wouldn't be a damn thing in this city without the last name or the people they know. And that's point blank, period. I don't give a damn. Sorry. Some of y'all are boring and like as hot, wet rocks. Like, y'all are boring. And praise God that somebody scooped y'all up. Because if not, I'd be looking at you in the audience, darling, while you're tipping me, not the other way. Because I'm not running to your show. I'm not, your name's on the flyer. I'm not like, oh my God. I'm not. But what I will say is I feel like that with Zimba, in the case of being seen as a Nepo baby, I could see her being an entertainer that, detached from the Ding name, she could still be a good, strong entertainer. So I feel like I said, I haven't seen Untucked, so I have to watch Untucked to really get it myself. But I do feel like that the Nepo baby term can sometimes be a double-edged sword, because a lot of times when it gets used, it's used in the connotation of, well, you wouldn't be anything without this name or that, you know what I mean? But I don't feel like that's the case with all quote-unquote Nepo babies. So
yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about the Untucked later, because there's a lot of, it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the whole Nepo baby thing, but like the thing that kind of bothers me is when you only use it when it's convenient for you. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
That's a problem. You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
When you have the talent to back it up, like Zimba does, it's fine. But then when you do that, when you use it conveniently to get something that you want, or like when it's convenient for the situation and for you, then it's, you know, a different situation.
Totally. Well, we get a mini challenge. Mama Pao comes in. We are doing Pok Pok Palaok. Basically the Filipino version of hitting a piñata.
I'll keep it. I didn't watch the mini challenge, but I did see who won.
Oh, it was a cute, dumb mini challenge. It was just cute and dumb, honestly.
I thought it was. That's why I skipped it.
It was fun and silly.
That's why I skipped it.
They were all dressed like super slutty. I thought it was funny. My favorite part is when Angel went up and she has the baby is dizzy because they spun everybody around 3 times. She immediately is so dizzy, she falls to the ground, gets back up, and then immediately starts just like swinging this pole towards the cameras. Like she is wrong direction towards all the cameras, all the production crew, and everyone's like, no, Angel, go the other way. Don't hit the cameras, Angel. And you see all of the production on the side, and it's just
the camera's like moving back because she's like
literally the camera has to move back to catch everything that's happening. And then Kiana wearing such high pleasers that she just like couldn't even spin properly, and she fell over before she finished spinning. Like
she was walking with her knees bent, like it was
right. They all looked like Bambi in that moment. It was very funny. Mix Chanel does win the mini challenge. Period. It means I get an extra half a point in the draft. Thank you, Mix. And we know that the maxi challenge is the Lipsync Lalaparuza Smackdown. And I'm very excited we have this panel here today because we have, I will say, a very exceptional lip sync artist with us in Miss Eve the Bunny. And if you have not gone and checked out some of her performance videos, please do yourself a favor and go check them out. But I want to talk first about the rumors about this episode, because the rumors for this episode were completely wrong. And I'm honestly kind of mad. I was gooped about it. And I would have loved if they had actually had what was going on. So the rumor, according to Reddit, alleged information, was that this Lipsync Lalaparuza was actually going to be with Lipsync Assassins from the first 2 seasons.
Ooh, that would have been gorgeous.
Ooh.
And then there would have been like a face-off elimination kind of thing. And the rumor said that there was a challenge winner as well. And obviously we saw.
I'm glad there wasn't.
I wouldn't have been mad at a 3-way lip sync between the winners for someone to get a Rue badge. Like, I wouldn't have been mad at that, honestly. Mostly just because give Tita Baby a goddamn Rue badge.
Now, what it could have been, what they should have done was, okay. So, we're going to start off the whole prediction chain, the production chain and the prediction chain with, one, we had already originally called last review that we were going to get a mix of English and non-English songs.
Yep.
Should have been like duh to us that one of them was going to be a RuPaul song. Adrenaline.
We'll talk about it. I'm excited.
Great song. The way that the matchups went and the twist at the end, and in my personal opinion, I feel like that what they should have done with the twist at the end is they should have done the reverse of that for the bottom girls and had them pick a winner.
Yes.
Because that could have got Tita a badge.
I think Tita would have gotten a badge.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of those bottom girls would have said, Tita doesn't have a badge. Tita has been killing this competition. Tita deserves it.
Yeah. That was what I thought. I was like, when I noticed when like, you know, when everything started unfolding, and like, when she walked in, I was like, I was like, the only girls that are going to see it are the girls that win. Mm-hmm. And there's 3, but there's going to be a bottom.
Yeah. But so the original rumor was that there were 6 lip sync assassins from the first 2 seasons, and they were going to go head to head in the first round, and then that was going to determine the overall like seeding basically for the rest of the tournament. The alleged lip sync assassins, obviously, that weren't there, but I would have loved every single one of these people to come back and lip sync against someone. It was Turing, Lady Morgana, Brigading, Bernie, Arizona Brandy, Miss Jade.
Lip sync assassin? Y'all just want to see her again.
Yeah, but yeah.
If they would have did that, they would have just wanted to see her again. I wouldn't have said she no damn lip sync assassin. Y'all ain't brought Marina back. Don't play. Y'all didn't bring Marina back.
Marina was probably booked and blessed, which is why she couldn't do it.
Sure.
But obviously, none of them ended up doing it. So
yeah.
But with that being said, let's just go to the runway.
Can we talk for a minute about my mother? My mother, not your mother, not her mother, not his mother, not shiz's mother, my mother, Miss Mama Powell, in this book. That is that's my Filipino mother. That's my Filipina. Well, I mean, Marina is my Filipino mother. So Mama Powell is grandma. She's Gigi. She's Gigi down. This was so nasty. The ostrich feather hat. The way the pink, that like silk pink curves inside, and just like the way it makes the silhouette of the dress look. And that nasty fan she had, child, she was fanning that nasty fan. I said, oh, she's giving me Blanche Devereaux. She's giving me Streetcar Named Desire. she's giving me, I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. I was like, you better come through my mouth. Like, I will continue to always say my favorite international host. I'm sorry, Brooklyn. I love you to death, girl, and you body some looks, but Mama Powell's personality is just her personality with her looks are off the chain. Please, Mama Powell, if you're watching this, always wear this hair color. Always wear it in every style that you can get it in. Get it in a kitty cat wig.
I said it last week about the hair.
I was going to bring it up because someone had put it in our comments. Thank you, commenters. I don't remember who it was, but thank you. Apparently, the tradition, and I never realized it until I saw someone comment it, the tradition is that she wears the same hair color for every single episode of the same season. So first season, it was all black hair. The second season was all blonde. And the third season is all red. I didn't even realize that. But I love it. Don't do blonde again, girl.
Don't do blonde no more. Don't do blonde no more.
This red is it. This red is everything.
Or tone the blonde or something. Stop. Don't. Everybody can't do platinum blonde. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
A strawberry blonde, maybe.
This hair on her makes her look rich. It makes her look like royal. It makes her look like she is the duchess of some shit. Like she got money.
Yeah. This is the best dressed panel of this season. Maybe the best dressed panel of the year.
As a group?
BJ,
baby!
BJ came out, and all of a sudden, I just heard something go, meow, and I was like, "Ooh, my god!"
Ooh,
something was up.
That was it for me with Karen. I mean, I say it every week, but she just keeps doing it again. And this hair, I can't.
And I also want to give some love to Jiggly with all the homos better know now, bitch. This reference, Miss, you took the potion, honey. She's giving us this death becomes her, Isabella Rossellini, but make it drag with the like gold leaf kitty cat hair. I was like, okay, this is like
everybody looks like rich.
This is something that I would see Brooklyn wear.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
And honestly,
shout out to John Santos because I love this. This is how I dress in my daily life. This is my style.
I want this jumpsuit. I'm like, I need this jumpsuit made in my size, please. I want to make it. Do it. No, they're all from 5 completely different like eras, and yet all of them feel somehow connected. Like they all make sense together.
This is New York Fashion Week, and they were all walking 5 different runways, and they ran into each other at the lobby, and we're like, "Oh, let's take a picture together."
Yeah,
they're just all in 5 different couture outfits, like down. Like BJ is giving me Diane von Furstenberg.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mama Powell's giving me Valentino.
Jiggly's giving me a little bit of Christian Siriano.
A little Christian Siriano, a little Mugler.
A little Mugler, definitely.
Calla Karen is very much giving me Mugler with the headpiece.
Yes.
Very much giving me Mugler with the headpiece. And John Santos is giving me like
Bessie Johnson.
Gucci.
I could say I'm not mad at Gucci.
Gucci.
Period.
Gucci.
I don't know if you're saying Gucci, but I said Poochie with a P.
Ooh, I said Gucci with a G. But I can see Poochie with a P though.
I like Poochie.
That's my favorite brand of like
period.
Ever.
Period. I love them. Can this just be the panel? We don't need that other man.
Honestly,
we really don't. Like, I would love to have BJ there every week.
Please. He's so nice to look at.
BJ and John would be like, out of every judge, like guest judges that we have on Philippines, those are the 2 that I would love to have as like just permanent.
They should be the 2 that rotate back and forth instead of adding the other man. That's what it is. But anyway, We're not going to do a full look over here episode for this week, y'all, because it's just performance looks. We are going to give a cute little toot boot situation for all the girls real quick before we dive into lip sync. So, in alphabetical order, because that's just how I did it. First up is Angel. It's a toot. It's a good look.
Mm-hmm. Toot, for sure.
I give it a hesitant toot.
A soft toot.
I give it a soft toot. I give it a toot.
The first hair, I'm glad she got rid of it almost immediately. I'll say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm very glad that she got rid of that cover up too, because to be completely honest with you, I felt like she didn't need it. She could have went from the black dress into the leotard. It just, proportion wise, no shade, but you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Proportion wise, when she came out with that on, it was giving very Kendall Jenner. I was like, why? Because Kendall be coming out with some wop looking hips, child. I don't know why they be so big. It's like the shoulders are supposed to match the hips. The hips are not supposed to match the circumference of the sun. Why are they so wide? But no, I'm glad she shed it off. Because I feel like that the dress she had underneath looked sickening with the structure of how it looked. It just looked like with the cover up over the top of it, we couldn't tell it was a dress, that she just had really bad padding. And I was like, ooh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Kiana with a K. Absolutely a toot. I love this.
Oh,
A toot for my girl, Miss Kiki, Kiana with a K. I didn't understand the baby powder, but
maybe it's something to do with the lyrics of this.
maybe.
I don't know.
But hey, you smart girl. You better put that one human unit in a wig cap and then put the other human unit on top of it so they don't get tangled together. I give you props for that one, girl. She's a smart one.
Yeah.
I loved the accessories. Like, I love the outfit and everything. Yeah. Like, this necklace
the
and
the chain necklace is
earring.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
The earring is so...
Her look
This is one of my favorite things she's worn this season. And she's worn a lot of good stuff this season. I love this. I
would have 100% been okay if she didn't do a wig reveal and she would have just kept that wet black hair on.
Oh, because that the bang.
And one thing I've noticed too is Kiana has this trend of she'll have some hair that comes right here to the eyes, and then we'll have these contacts that almost like glow through them, bitch. So she just stares at you through them, and I'm just like, oh, like she's a girl who knows what she optically looks like from stage.
Yes,
she knows what she's selling. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Oh, and also I forgot to do it at the top. Shout out to DragLooks on Instagram for these what
pictures?
the fuck is the word?
For
the pictures. I meant
of drag.
The collages. That's the word I was thinking of. The collages. Thank you, DragLooks.
Yeah.
Next up, Maxi. It's a toot. The girl looks good.
Toot. The look that I like this yellow thing, but the look that she revealed to, so good.
It's a soft toot.
Okay.
I liked
a performance outfit.
I like the yellow more than the bodysuit. Only because it's starting to become a trend now with these all completely encrusted crystal looking outfits. Like Shay did it with that bodysuit on All Stars, and now I've seen every other girl come out in some type of corset or bodysuit that's just, and it's crazy because like it probably looks insane on stage, and it's like a frick ton of work because it's all like crystals and stuff, but like everyone's doing it now, and so it's like JoJo Siwa was just on the cover. What was it, Rolling Stone, and like some kind of
something like that,
candy that was the same thing, and I was like, what Drag Race designer made this? I was like, why are all the is this the new trend now? And I also wish she would have had some more accessories and stuff with that second bodysuit, because it was just a bodysuit and shoes. But like, I like the necklace and the yellow with like the gold stone accents in the middle, and like the sleeves were like kind of gold. The first look ain't for me.
I wish instead of the bodysuit underneath being silver, I wish it was gold.
That
gold
would
reveal to gold, that would have been perfect for me.
And in some ways, like the little sleeves that she had, she could have like they would have stayed on and maybe been like gauntlets or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, so it's just a tearaway dress and you have these gauntlets. Oh, yes. Yeah.
That would have been sickening.
Mick Chanel. I'm gonna give this a soft 2 because I really, really like the second look. The first look, no. But the second look, yes.
I give it a 2. I did not fully notice that it was gonna go into the second look. I knew she was gonna have some reveal because she wasn't gonna be dancing up there like Annie get like Annie like from like
Annie get your gun.
No, not Annie get your gun like Annie like the sun will come out tomorrow. With that wig on, I was like, oh, it has to come off. But
yeah, that wig.
Moving around and stuff, I was like, those pants are fitting really baggy. And then when she took the top off, I was like, oh, that's a reveal too. Okay, that makes sense. So like, I guess I'll give it a 2. It wasn't horrible, but I'd agree. I like the second look better than the first one.
Yeah, the first look is a boot. The second look is a toot. I love the wig for the second look. I love that. Love it.
So good.
It was scary.
Not his, not hers, not theirs, but our Tita Baby. This is a soft 2.
Yeah, soft toot. My favorite part, I think, is this hair color on Tia. Is great.
This is so soft of a toot. It is a silent fart. It is a.
And I actually really like the cover up more than the leotard underneath. This cover up is so Tita to me. Like it's so auntie. It gives me that energy. I understand there needed to be a reveal. Well, not everybody did one, but she needed a reveal. And I don't hate the leotard underneath, but
I will say this is one thing that I will agree with some entertainers with, and like some entertainers in Chicago have said that we have a lot of drag competitions here and stuff too, and we'll have challenges or runway challenges where it's reveals or something like that. And a lot of times that's something I have started to pick up on is you do live for the reveal that much more if the first reveal leads into almost like an uptick with the second reveal. And then if it's the opposite, like if the first look looks better than when you reveal to the second one, it kind of takes away the essence of the reveal. And like that's kind of how I felt with this, because I really wish there was something else about this bodysuit that would have elevated it just a little bit more, so that from her revealing from the first to the second would have been like, ooh, okay, Tina. It was just kind of like, okay, Tina had to get that caftan off so she can, we got
to take the caftan off so she can inject herself with a bunch of adrenaline. Right.
Yeah, I think she was wearing the cover up in case of like, depending on the song that she would get, she would either stay with it or not. Like maybe
because if she got that last song, and we'll talk about it, which I think probably would have been the best song for her personally, I think she probably just would have kept it on.
She would,
Anyway.
With reveals, like you either reveal to something just as good as the outfit you had before, or something better. Besides that, like I would prefer no reveal at all. Just keep it up.
Yeah. Last, Zimba da ding 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 ding. This is a soft 2 because I hate this first wig. This second wig is so much better.
I was gonna say the same thing. This hair, I can't. But the outfit is a toot.
This is more Annie. This is more Annie than anything else.
It really is. Everybody, for some reason, decided to go to Party City for their first wigs. And then they're like, okay, now except for Kiana. Kiana's wigs were human. But I don't know what Raggedy Ann doll she stole this hair from. The hair underneath it, though, was right. It was right.
These wigs need to go back to Party City where they belong.
Right, because that's what it comes down to. It very much comes down to y'all knew what the hair for y'all second look was going to look like. So you I just need to put something on top of it. You, Mix, who else did that shit? Maxie.
Maxie.
And I was like, what is going
Angel.
on? The only person whose first wig actually looked as good as their second wig besides Kiana was Angel. Yeah. It looked too big for her head, but shit, it looked like a style wig. It looked like she bought it from somebody, not out of a bag.
Yep. Right. But yeah, soft toot overall.
Soft toot.
Let's talk about our matchups. And we've got a visual today. Why? Because I decided to be extra and they gave us these cute visuals. So might as well show them off. Thank you, DragRace Philippines. But yes, our first matchup, Tita Baby gets pulled out of the hopper. It's traditional Lipsync Lalaparuza rules. Nothing was different from what we've seen on the US version, at least. So Tita Baby gets pulled. She picks Mix Chanel as her opponent. Mix chooses
I just wanted to say, because it was one of the funniest moments to me, that she's like describing the person before she says the name.
Yeah.
And she's saying that she's a host just like me. And she's like, it's Mama Pow. She chooses Mama Pow.
Could you imagine? She was like, this person is a great host. She wears wonderful red hair. She sometimes overdraws her lip. But I think she's stunning and gorgeous. I'm going to pick Mix Chanel. No. Like, it's very... Oh, we can't reference her anymore. Anyway, she picks...
Anyway, yeah, that was so funny. I love Tita. I had to bring that up. It was so funny.
Tita picks Mix. Mix chooses Adrenaline by RuPaul as the first lip sync song. I low-key wish she had saved this for legitimately either of the other pairs, but I understand. And they talk about it later in Untucked that apparently Tita wanted a moment to lip sync a RuPaul song. That's what Mix had said. So the opportunity presented itself. I get why Mix did it. I think for me, this is the most contentious of the lip syncs of this evening.
What do you mean?
Like, I thought it was a good lip sync. I thought they both did good. A lot of people online I'm seeing are disagreeing with the actual winner.
Oh.
I'm seeing a lot of people disagreeing with it.
I can see that.
I don't, personally.
I don't agree, but I can see that people, like, it wasn't so far off. Like, Tita didn't dominate like that much over Mix that it would be like insane to think that she shouldn't have won. But it wasn't. But it also wasn't that close. You know what I mean? So I get it, but I don't agree.
For me, I think they both did good. They both knew the words. They had a good time doing it. For me, it comes down to the character that you're presenting and the story that you're telling with this song. And for me, I think Tita did that more successfully. The shot of Adrenaline thing, she may have done it like one or two times too many. I didn't need the whole thing. But I still thought her performance was good. Her physical comedy was there, and that's what we know her to do best. So I'm glad she leaned into what she does best. I thought they both did good. These are my draft picks. I was mad that they were going up against each other. I was like, no, I don't want. But for me, I would say that Tita won the lip sync.
Oh yeah. Like they both. I think they both did very well. It was a good battle, and it was like an enjoyable performance to watch as a viewer. But they both took different approaches, and I personally enjoyed Tita's interpretation of the song better. She went like more campy and comedy, and I liked it. I think Mix did very well, but for me, Tita had a stage presence that was just undeniable, and I couldn't stop watching her. There was just one moment where she was like at the side of the stage, Tita, and she was like doing something, and then she looked up and winked at the camera and went back to, and that's when she won for me.
That top camera is her best friend. She comes to the top camera on every single runway she does. She's like, hey baby, she's looking at that like it's her boyfriend who looked like her nephew. Like that is her camera, and she's living in her camera.
Yeah, I was already like enjoying her performance more, but when she did that, it was it for me. I was like, that it's Tita, period. But I also enjoyed Mix.
Period.
Period.
Yeah, it was what it was. I mean, When they picked Tita's name, I knew she was going to pick Mix. Who else would she pick? Because that would be stupid. And then, of course, we would love to actually see someone like Kiana do Adrenaline, but I knew that Mix would probably pick Adrenaline because she's like, well, I'm going to outdance Tita because she's old. And then, of course, Tita, knowing damn well she can't outdance Mix, was like, well, I better go the funny route. So everything just kind of was like, okay, I figured all this is going to happen. I will agree. I think that Tita knows how to serve to the camera very, very, very well. But I also feel like that for me personally, the reason why I could easily say that I could have seen it go either way is because I don't think that Tita out-comedied Mix's dancing. But I don't think that Mix out-danced Tita's comedy. So I felt it kind of like, that's the way I looked at it. Because I couldn't fully be like, well, Mix out-danced Tita. Because Tita wasn't really dancing. And Tita, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of had to judge them on their levels.
It was very different perspectives to the same song. So, like, how do you compare that? And I guess they went with the person they
That's how I would do it. I think it was their signature thing more than the other person is doing their signature thing. Then I'm like, okay, you're eating her, kind of. You know what I mean? But, like, I didn't see it as a, like, clean sweep, Tita won, hands down. Like, if Mix would have randomly ended up winning, I would have been like, I guess I can see that. That wasn't too far off or anything.
I would have been like, oh. Not my choice, but sure. And then I would have been mad that Tita would have been the bottom.
But the way that they kept gassing Mix up in the confessionals and the whole Mix versus Zimba thing, I was like, Mix ain't gonna win this.
The way Mix was like, it was cute of Tita to try and then Tita to win the damn lip sync. I was like, baby, you're getting a little bit too arrogant too in this confessional.
I was like, this is so finna be a setup. And I was like, I personally in my mind, from what had happened already from the first 5 minutes of this episode, said, okay, so our bottom two today are going to be Mix and Zimba. Is that what you're telling us?
Yep.
Is that what you're telling us? And so I was like, well, how is this going to play out? So I was like, well, then that means that Mix and Zimba have to each lose their lip syncs. And when Mix lost hers, I was like, okay, we'll see what happens next.
So who's against Zimba? Yeah. But
see, I think they both did. They both delivered the same level of what they proposed to do, like with their choice of journey with the song, with the performance. So it was more like not who did better, but whose approach the judges enjoyed more, I think, and the audience.
Yes.
Because they both did a good job at what they were supposed to do. So.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, Tita wins. Yay, Tita saved! Yay!
And she was so I was happy, but she was so happy that I was just like, it made me a little emotional. She was just like so
I loved it.
Excited.
I loved it. Let's move to our second round lip sync. Angel gets pulled from the hopper. She wants revenge for her auntie, so she picks Kiana. Kiana immediately, without Mama Pow finishing the statement, chooses Loca Loca by Queen Monica Money. And I love Kiana dearly. I really do. She thought she was about to come in here and eat Angel up in this lip sync. And unfortunately for Miss Kiana, it was the exact opposite.
She chose the wrong song. And Angel clocked it. She was like, baby, you made the wrong choice.
I was very upset. Because Angel kind of bodied her. Bodied her. And I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
It you know what, should it? But then it wouldn't have went the way that they wanted for it to go. That's why. Why. It should. I was like, honestly, what should have happened is, but of course that would not have happened, is Angel should have been
Angel versus. Oh.
See, what should have happened is someone else's name being picked up, like either Kiana or Zimba, and then they would have probably thought, oh, I want the sisters to lip sync again. So if Zimba or Kiana were chosen to choose their opponent
before Angel,
they would probably have
left them together.
Each other. Yeah, and then to leave the sisters to go against each other.
I was like, and I was mad too, because at the same time, I love Kiana. I don't know what's been happening these last couple episodes, but they've been trying to set my baby up to fail, and I don't care for it at all. Kiana be back there minding her damn business. Even when Angel said her name, she sat up there and was like, me? Fine, girl. Like, let's go. Like, I was like, why are y'all picking on her? Y'all
right.
Threatened.
But no, Angel had my favorite individual performance of this episode. Yeah. Like, if I had to pick a winner of this eepisode,
it was clean. It was clean. She was doing back. She was doing front flips and the side splits and shit on beat. Clean. Knew every word of the rap. Every word. I was like, I can't even be biased. She is chewing your ass up right now.
Yep.
Angel embodied and bodied this lip.
The best lip sync I've ever seen Angel do.
Kiana had a good performance. Like, she was
Yes,
good.
Kiana did really well.
She was really good. But Angel was just on another, like, she was performing as if she was like, it was her song and it was like her first breakthrough performance as an artist. Or like in a huge stage. It was just
there's a kind of way that you can see two different entertainers perform that drag people kind of realize sometimes. The way you perform when you brought the song and the way you perform when you forgot what song you were supposed to do, so you just had to pick one. And that's kind of what that came to. It was very much like Angel came to the gig. That was the song she was supposed to perform. She had the outfit for it. She knew the choreo for it. She was fine. Kiana showed up and didn't know what number she was going to do. She just brought an outfit. So she said, let me check through my stuff and see what I got. I guess I'll do this one. Like, it was, you could have copied and pasted her performance with another song very easily. But Angel's, the way she did everything fit just for that song only.
Yeah, it felt like a very intentional performance.
Yeah.
Like, she was doing, like, she was thinking about what she was gonna do, and it was all had a purpose, and it was in the right moment.
Yeah.
She looked like her expression was the right one at the right time. Like, just everything was perfection for me for this.
And
this song, I didn't know, but it's, oh my god,
I love the song.
I added it to 2 playlists. It's so good.
I think Angel had a lot to prove. We've only seen her lip sync once this season, and she went home. She was eliminated, and then brought back immediately. Before she
eliminated herself, kind of, and then
she did eliminate herself. But like, she lost her only other lip sync. She came in this with a lot to prove, and she proved it. She bodied. She did the damn thing.
You want to know something I just thought about?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since that moment of Angel almost going home, all right, I'm gonna say it because I'm that kind of person.
Okay.
When Angel was about to go home, was that actually an intentional slip? Like, was that an accidental slip up in like her talent or how she was doing stuff? But she actually has just been this sickly the whole time, or was she possibly justified in going home in that time? And since they brought her back, they've kind of been helping her along.
I will say, for me, I think there are a couple of moments where Angel could have been in the bottom 2 since that episode.
Because I think about it, because I'm like, you're like, oh, Angel came back and she won a challenge. And I'm like, yeah, but she won Snatch Game, and a lot of people think Tita should have won that. So it's just one of those. And then, like, the only other lip sync that we saw her do was what she went home on. So, of course, they can't have her do another lip sync and lose again. Yeah. This is still all part of her redemption arc. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wondering. I'm like, because I think Angel's sickening.
I do too.
But I wonder, are they trying to give her a redemption arc story right now? You know what I mean?
I do. I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll
see. I feel like that any and this is no shade to her, but for some reason on any other given day, I feel like that if she would have went up against Kiana would shoot her ass up alive. That's why I'm just kind of like, it's real crazy how this song just fit you to a T, and you could body Kiana after. You know what I mean? I don't want to think
but
that
it was
just like
Kiana that chose that song.
I don't want to downplay Angel's talent because I think Angel is sickening. because bitch didn't nobody nobody told her how to do, you know what I mean? Like they didn't like production didn't tell her, okay, do a jump split here, do it here. You know what I mean? Like that's all the physicality and stuff that she did for the song. But like it also makes me think of how Naomi Smalls said once at Roscoe's Drag Race that when it came down to the Lalaparuzas in the US seasons, all the songs were pre-picked for people. Because she said even though they had them choose out of separate boxes, all the boxes had the same song in it, because she brought up the time when she had to do Adrenaline against Gia Gunn for All Stars. And she said Adrenaline was in every box. So it makes me wonder if it was one of those kind of scenarios where they knew they needed to get Angel that song, period, somehow.
Yep. I can see it.
I'm confused. It makes me think. That's why I hate production. Sometimes I'm like, now you got me feeling like a conspiracy theorist. But like at the same time, what if?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'll be the resident conspiracy theorist on Chicago drag maven, Queen of Ivy Park, and Drag Race conspiracy theorist, Eve the Bunny.
Period. Let's talk about our last matchup in this first round. Maxi and Zimba Ding. Zimba gets pulled to choose the song, and she chooses Hush by Yasi Pressman and Nadine Luster. Cute song, cute lip sync.
Before she chose, as she was choosing the song, or before, she unprovoked, no one asked.
Completely on her own, without being prompted by a producer, obviously.
She just said that she, out of everyone, she didn't want to go against Maxi. And it's just like Diabetti opening the roast, going, I'm so nervous. Like she set herself up for failure when she said that immediately.
You didn't want to go against Maxi because you're gonna lose.
I was like, I wouldn't have said that at all. Why did you say that?
I understand her thinking that, but like, why would you say it?
You say that in confessional, it's like, damn, I wish of all these girls, I don't want to be going up against Maxi. That's something you say in confessional.
To the girl.
Later. Like,
that was so annoying to me.
Not on stage before the lip sync, girl.
Like,
but I'm gonna be honest with you as well too. For me personally, out of the 3 lip syncs, this goes back to the twist. But I'll bring that back up then when we get to the twist. But out of this lip sync, I like to say that like with a lot of lip syncs, somebody just devoured the other person, and then one person survived. I can't fully say that Maxi just devoured Zimba in this lip sync, because for me, to be completely honest, Maxi was kind of messy.
There was
her hair was in her face for half the number.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I feel like the downside was the fact that Zimba was going off on all cylinders like a freaking shivering chihuahua.
Yep.
That like, if she would have been going up against somebody that was performing a little bit cleaner, I don't think Maxi would have won that. But Zimba was performing like 2 tempos faster than the damn song. She was so anxious. It was like there was nobody else they could have went to.
Zimba did a split and a wig reveal in the first 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
I was like, whoa. Premature dragulation. That's like, stop.
Premature edragulation.
Yeah.
I can't stand. I love you. I can't stand you.
That's what happens when the girls do their stunts and stuff too early. It's premature ejaculation, girl. You gotta slow down. Think of grandma. Think of clotted cheese. Think of rainy nights in London. Whatever you gotta do. Pace yourself.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say on that note. I think Maxi won the lip sync. I don't think we saw Maxi give even maybe 50% of what she can do. Honestly, because I've seen videos of Maxi lip syncing at Obar, and she turns it the fuck out.
She did seem a little restricted to me. Like she almost kind of only stayed in one spot of the stage.
She stayed in her one spot. I thought her stunts were cute. I loved the wig reveal to the same wig, then reveal to a different wig. I thought that was cute. It's a cute little different concept on the same wig to same wig. So I'm glad it was something different. I do agree with you, Eve. The hair got in her face a lot. I don't know whether she's just not used to performing in that hair or there was something about the hair like being staticky coming out of the double wig reveal. I don't know what it was. It was a tad messy. And I was a little surprised by that coming from Maxi. But like y'all have been saying, Zimba was going at 5,000 miles a minute. And it seemed like Maxi was at like 40 miles a minute.
Yeah.
Maxi paced her performance a lot better. It was messy with the hair thing. Like, besides the hair,
part of Maxi's performance was my favorite before she did the reveal.
Yeah.
Everything before she did the reveal was nasty to me. It was clean. It was slowed down. She was pulling you in. She was showing off parts of the garment. I was like, okay, we're doing it.
And I think I think she got in her head and saw Zimba running around the stage and she
was like, I gotta turn it up like that too.
Exactly. Like, I think that's what it was. Because I think if she had just paced the number, because I loved that first part too. In that gold, she just looked ethereal and like a goddess. GODDESS. But like the way that she looked so stunning, and I think she got in her head a little bit. And she decided, I need to go faster because I'm not about to sit here and lose this lip sync to Zimba da ding da ding.
Right.
I don't know.
It was yeah. Maxi won.
Was there anything else like messy besides the hair?
Wait, what?
Was there anything else messy in Maxi's performance besides the hair?
Because all she done was a bodysuit. There wasn't much else for her to mess up.
Well, her as far as stunts are concerned, I think that's what you're asking, River. The split was a little not perfect. Like that was kind of it. It seemed a little messy and a little frantic. I would combine those together.
But when she revealed from like the yellow robe to the bodysuit, that was seamless. I didn't see any problems with the reveal, right? Okay.
No. Okay. Yeah. It was just the hair, and she was a little frantic, I think, because she was feeding off of Zimba's energy.
By the end, it was a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think she definitely won, for sure.
Maxi definitely won this lip sync. So we get Tita, Angel, and Maxi as our lip sync winners, meaning that Kiana, Zimba, and Mix are our bottom three. And then we find out that the twist of this Lalaparuza is that the winning queens have the golden beaver. I'm so sorry. The golden balut. Sorry.
Golden balut.
Thank you. I love that. But yes, so it's literally the golden beaver, but make it Filipina.
Yeah.
And the girls get to decide who they want to save from the bottom three, and the other two girls are going to lip sync for their life.
And
now,
who do we think?
Who do we think? Well, it was obvious from the moment they went back into the workroom and started talking. I felt like it was pretty obvious who they were going to save.
I thought it was going to be obvious who they saved because of who they already told us 80 million times throughout the episode were going to be the bottom two. I was like, well, then we know who's going to be saved.
Yeah.
Period. Like, also as well, now I can bring up the point. I feel like that the person that they saved out of all three lip syncs did the best against their opponent.
For sure.
I would agree. I would agree.
Like it was the closest loss, right?
Yes.
I think.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. So they're talking about, they're giving their reasons, and I want to just blend this conversation seamlessly into Untucked, because the part that we see in the episode is literally right before the Untucked portion that we get, where in the episode they're talking in a group about everything, and then they cut straight to the decision making. Untucked is,
but Maxi is the one asking the questions. We'll say that.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
She's kind of leading,
because it's Maxi's DragRace.
Like she
was asking everyone,
and there's no winner.
Why you and not the others that should be saved, right?
Yeah.
And every answer was so uncomfortable to watch. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
For different reasons, but they were all uncomfortable to watch.
I mean, it's an uncomfortable question. Maxie threw them an uncomfortable question. It was going to be uncomfortable answers. And it just fed into the drama that we already had this episode between Mix and Zimba. It was just, ugh.
Yeah, but you can answer the way that the question is asked. You can answer the question without throwing other people under the bus. Like you can say, I should be saved because I'm this, this, and this. Not I should be saved because they are not this or she's that.
The thing is, yes, but the thing is, they by they I mean Maxie asked specifically why you and not the other two girls. Maxie was shady in this moment.
Kiana could have said, I think I should be saved because I did better in my lip sync compared to the other people.
Yeah.
And
objectively
that's not
speaking,
throwing anyone under the bus. It's just saying I did a good job.
But this is not RuPaul's best friend's race.
I know. I'm just saying it was. Yeah. They could have been shady in a way that was not uncomfortable to watch. Do you know what I mean?
No, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, objectively speaking, also Kiana has the best track record. That's another. It's another reason. It's another reason to keep her safe, but. We get one-on-one. Untucked is nothing but one-on-one conversations between the girls on the top and the girls on the bottom. Now, mix it. I want to start. I'm going to go queen by queen that's in the bottom because the storylines are very similar and it's very triangulated between the conversations. Mix is basically like, I have built my platform from the bottom. I am a self-made queen. I didn't come up, basically just being like, I didn't come up in O-Bar without her saying it.
She started drag without being around other drag queens.
Without having other queens in her life. She started it by herself and she has grown into this mogul and she wants to inspire other queens like herself. She's a representative for a lot of different communities and that's why she should be saved. Great reasoning. I thought Mix's reasoning was lovely. There was no universe any of them were going to pick Mix, and they all said it. Mix knew it, but I think she defended herself in the best way she could, without a doubt. Kiana went the suck-up route, but also the very emotional route, and it was basically what we saw in the group conversation in the episode. It extended into what we saw in the individual conversation as well. She was talking about, being provincial, being from CDO, not having the opportunities, wanting to make it because a provincial girl has not made I don't believe a provincial girl has made the top 4 of Drag Race Philippines before. I think the closest was Hanabeshi. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I honestly don't remember. But she wants to represent for the provincial girls. And Maxie even says at one point, it goes beyond me personally wanting to save Kiana. It goes to look at who she's representing. Look at the drag community that she's representing. Basically, Maxie was saying it's bigger than this. And
not just representing, but representing well, doing a good job in the competition and representing something important, right? At the same
absolutely, yeah. So, and that was pretty consistent amongst all of Kiana's conversations. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about Miss Zimba. So she starts, and she goes over to Angel, and she's telling, and I want to preface this conversation by saying that I have no disrespect and no ill will towards anyone who is religious, has a religious background, is a practicing religious person of any
no matter what religion it may be.
No matter what religion it is. Religion is not part of my life, but religion is part of the lives of a lot of people in my life, including panelists on this podcast who are not currently present. And literally the person I live with goes to church every week. So I don't want this to come off as me saying anything that is disrespectful to religious people, because that is not what I'm about to say. Zimba starts with Angel talking about how they are both children of God. They need to listen to his word, which is all sweet and lovely and wonderful and everything like that. And I do agree with that.
Maybe the conversation part to cut you off is just maybe that is fine to me, because it made it seem like she was speaking like that to Angel, because they it seems like they have the same faith.
Yes.
So, like, to me, that conversation makes sense in that way.
And I was going to say, the conversation with Angel is not the one that annoyed me in the slightest.
She was receptive. Angel was receptive of that conversation. So that was, for me, that's
very receptive, but also like, girl, I'm not saving you. Go prepare. Go fight for your life. Like, it was
receptive,
very...
I'm not saving you because of God, girl. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Zimba goes over to Maxie and says, basically, please, please, please save me. I will owe you. Mama Brig will owe you. We will pay you. We owe you. And then looks dead to the camera and goes, Mama Brig, you owe her. Pay her. I need to be here. Please, please, please save me. No. Absolutely not.
After the whole thing in the beginning of the episode with Mix and the whole, like, all of that is just, it's weird.
No. And Maxie clocked the shit out of her immediately in the confessional, and I was so happy to see it. I'm like, baby, no. You can't come in here using your mother's name after you spent this entire season saying, oh no, I am more than just the child of Brigadine. I am my own entertainer. She may be my mother, but I want to be here and mark my own legacy. After this whole season, she goes up in there and is telling Maxie that her mother will owe her.
Like, using her mother as a bargaining chip.
Using her mother as emotional manipulation.
Well, you said
no.
Yeah.
No. And then...
I'm going to put it this way. I'm just going to put it this way. Because, Logan, I love you, but you have gotten this way about a lot of things that have happened sometimes like this. And they'll end up just being very big, exaggerated jokes. And I'm just like, now, do you think the girl was 100% serious? Because it sounds funny to me to hear it.
She seemed serious.
Like,
she seemed serious.
I don't think something
I don't know if she was.
Just walked on the set with $200, like, here, save her. Like,
no, she seemed
like, by the time this airs, this has already happened. So, like, it couldn't have had anything really. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I agree with you completely. It really did rub me the wrong way, and I do agree with you. I am 100% exaggerating this.
Out of the things that happened, like, it was a little bit like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, it was a little, but a little weird. But honestly, it was not the worst thing.
No, because
I'm honestly fine with everything so far. Like, it's a little weird, but it was fine. But then
she goes to Tina and tells Tina that she is an instrument of God's will. I wish I was making this up, Eve. I really wish I was making this up. She is an instrument.
She said, Tina, you are an instrument of God.
Of God.
I live for it.
That was put here to say whatever. Whatever.
And God, you are God's will, and you need to save me.
I live and breathe. I live and breathe. I live and breathe. I live and breathe. Because I love it. 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 So
it was entertaining. Like, it was really. She had watched it immediately, and it cut to Tina in confessionals being like, "Girl, absolutely not."
It makes me think of like. It makes me think of like all three of those instances made me think of like times when they had the damn on the All Stars no elimination seasons when they would have the Ruby Snippers or some shit like that, and they'd be walking to all the girls, and all the girls are giving these way off. Girl, I give you $100,000 on Cash App. Like all of these reasons as to why they don't want to leave. Like I can see it like you are an instrument of no, you can't. You're divinely, but we have to bless. I was like, I could see her being like, oh, I'm gonna be extra. Like
it felt.
I see what you mean, but I know you didn't watch Untucked. But hey, it was the.
I have to watch it, but
it was not like that. It was not in a jokey tone.
I have to watch it, but I do
She
think
was
that it's
bestie.
funny throughout the season. I feel like that Zimba has had an extraness or a dramaticness about herself that she hasn't realized she had. Like she'll say, like what was it when she was saying that one time when she's there talking about, oh, do you cook? And she was like, no, I don't cook. I just stir the pot. I'm like, sometimes you don't realize how on for what Drag Race is looking for, you are on. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm kind of like.
For me,
like, was this her? I thought this was her. I thought this was her Alaska All-Stars.
Exactly what I was going to bring up. It felt like Alaska on All-Stars 2. I'll give you $10,000 if you keep me. And literally, Maxi and Tita both going, party. Like, that's what it felt like to me. It's like Zimba was so serious. And I appreciate the drive to do legitimately anything to stay in the competition.
Yeah.
I get it. Her mother went home 6th. She didn't want to go home 6th. I understand it. For me, it felt, I'm going to say this, and y'all can come for me in the comments if you want. I don't care. For me, it felt disingenuous.
Well, obviously.
Obviously, it felt disingenuous. It felt fake. And that is the first time I have felt that way about Zimba this season. And I don't like feeling that way about Zimba because she's wildly talented. I just think she got in her head so severely that she was willing to promise a dowry from Mama Pow, Jiggly's firstborn child,
girl,
Karen's now husband, congratulations, Karen. Sorry, River. And BJ Pasquale himself. She was going to promise all of that if they would have kept her with this golden balloon.
And see, to be honest with you, if I was on Drag Race and I was in the bottom, regardless of how I did, but I knew I was good enough to possibly win this whole damn thing, I'd do the same shit.
Yeah.
350%. I'd do the same thing. Or I would do the opposite. I would threaten everybody. I'd be like, my family's from Louisiana. We got some wishes in our blood. You got to save me because if not, you might start coughing in like 3 days. I'm just trying to tell you.
Anyway.
I would do and say whatever. I would be rubbing bitches' feet on camera, whatever I need to do to stay. I would promise a girl, if you're in the bottom next week, I 350% will save you. And then next week she can be in the bottom and I will send her home. I don't care.
Right.
I will do whatever the hell I need to do so that I can stay.
Yeah.
But see, I don't see a problem with any of that.
How the craziness unfolded. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see the process of the crazy kind of breakdown. So I can be like, ooh.
It
is a build-up because it starts here and it goes.
You're cutting to all of the other girls in between. It's not like you saw all 3 conversations with one girl at once.
Right.
It's they're cutting so there is this like it's a wonderful narrative arc in this episode of Untucked, honestly.
Because what's funny is the person who I would have more than likely saw doing this in that kind of retrospect would have been more Kiana over Zimba.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But like, that's one reason why I feel like that Kiana really needs to make the finals, because like she does have a bit of a cockiness about her being younger, but she does have a humility and a humanity to herself where she like.
I mean, she did say in Untucked that she thinks very low of herself. So.
Yeah, I think there was a self-deprecation to the way Kiana was presenting everything, but it felt very more like it's bigger than me. I am here to represent for all of these people. There was a humility about the way that Kiana presented her argument that I didn't see in honestly either Mix or Zimba, which is I think part of why ultimately the girls unanimously decide to keep Kiana with the golden balloon. Thank you. Yes, God. I appreciate it. Love it, love it, love it.
Golden balloon.
And we end up with Zimba and Mix in the bottom 2, lip syncing to Ligaw Tingin by Leah Navarro. This cute little 70s disco Tagalog song.
All of the songs from this Smackdown, so good.
Love it. The title, it translates roughly to like wooing someone with the intention of like, it's like courtship. Like that's what the song is about. So that's why a lot of the girls went with like that's why Zimba starts on the floor immediately, like girl in her bed, like writing in her diary, like, oh, I'm so obsessed with this boy. And so like once I figured that out, the entire lip sync made sense. I'm gonna say this was my favorite lip sync of the episode. Yeah. I loved this lip sync. Yeah. I love this. I love a campy, theatrical, disco. Like, it's all those things that I just really, really love in a lip sync. And both of these girls brought character. They brought character. They brought the essence of the song.
Honey. Zimba was
they were both acting. The acting on both of them was good.
Like a musical theater kind of thing.
It was very musical theater. It was very very off Broadway.
It was also very like Dear Future Husband, Meghan Trainor.
A little bit. Yeah. No, it gave a bit of that. Now I'm going to say something. I think for me, I'm putting my bias aside. I'm putting my biases aside my bias towards Mix and my bias currently against Zimba. I'm putting that aside. For me, the person that I think had the strongest characterization and the strongest lip sync in this moment was Mick Chanel.
Bye.
Okay.
I agree, kind of. It was, for me, it was very, very close. Very close.
Very close, yes.
Up until towards the end, when Zimba went like this and started rolling on the floor, and that's when she.
I mean, she stopped lip syncing for sure.
Well, yeah.
I was. Well, see, but that's different. They don't have to do any characterization. That's to do with lyric. That's have to do with lyrics and word memorization. The characterization that she gave was on point. I feel like, for me personally, without even knowing what the song was about, I knew what the song was about from the first 5 seconds when I saw Zimba on the floor. I was like, oh, this is where we're going. And so when I saw what Mix was doing very much like almost the same thing, very like almost what's the damn song that Manila did when she was in the leather jacket that she lip synced to?
There's a boy I know.
Yeah, it was Whitney. It was Whitney.
Yeah, it was Whitney.
It was very that. Like that's how Mix was on
the
back.
I know.
Like, I like this guy.
Thank you. It was very Manila and How Do I Know? Very Manila and How Do I Know? Absolutely.
Yeah. So there were parts the way that Zimba was moving throughout the stage that just had this like at the beginning when she was on the floor, then she got up and she just did that spin all the way around to the other side, just stopped. I was like, oh, she's acting. This is the Roots School all over again, bitch, and she is bodying you. Like, and then the roll on the floor too cinched that. The roll on the floor cinched it. I was scared because Zimba was doing a very great job, but they were angling a lot of the camera angles to Mix. So I was very nervous. I was like, oh my God, wait, are y'all going to still pick her? Is Zimba doing too much? I don't feel like that she's fully doing too much because I think this song is a campier song. So you have to kind of overact out of it. You know what I mean?
To be able to tell the story.
Penalized for that. But like, yeah, by the end when she did the roll and then the roll and the roll, I said, if she don't win this, I'm going to yell and scream.
I get why she won it. I do think I think Zimba performed very well. Very, very well. For me, the reason why I would edge Mix for me just ever so slightly edged out Zimba. The reason why is because Mix's characterization was constant throughout the whole lip sync. Zimba kind of came into the character and then for me fell out of the character in certain moments. And there were a couple of moments where she dropped words and she looked a little terrified on stage. There was just a touch of hesitation at certain moments. Mix's lip sync performance was confident. There was a storyline to it, and I'm not saying Mix's didn't, or I'm not saying Zimba's didn't, but there was also like a horniness to it when she's like unzipping the pants and she's like, oh my God, a penis. Like, I thought that characterization for me was a little bit stronger than what Zimba gave. I'm not mad that Zimba stayed because I understand completely, and I definitely understand what both of y'all are saying about Zimba's performance being very strong. For me, there was just a touch of hesitation that would have brought it below Mix's performance. Just for me personally. But
for me, it was close enough that I wouldn't have been mad with either.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I do agree. If it was my decision, I would have given it to Zimba by just a hair. But as a viewer, I wouldn't be mad with any result.
No, I would have been mad if Mix went home. I was
You would.
stomping around in my. I mean, if Mix would have stayed, I was stomping around in my room. I literally was. And when they said Zimba didn't until you stay, I went to the ground and said yes. And I said sorry, Mix, but I said yes.
But I do hope to see Mix back in versus the world something. I think there's so much. I think she's a person that, as a person and a drag queen, can still discover so many things within her.
Yes.
And especially now that she's gonna have like this amazing experience of like touring and having the exposure and all of that. I'm just excited to see elevation, because I think the base of Mix that we've seen is so good already that I'm excited to see what she's gonna do, like how she's gonna elevate it even more.
I have one comment that I feel like that, and maybe this is just because that was that time period, or maybe that's just the person that she is. But I mean, this is the second time that I've noticed. Well, not second time I've noticed it a couple times. The second time this episode that it came up, and it made me go, this is the one thing that I hope that Mick Chanel is able to, looking back on this journey and watching this on TV and everything, reflect upon internally and use to work towards bettering herself. But I feel like that she does still need to figure out a time and place of when to say certain things. And I do think that comes with age.
Reading the room.
And she can look back and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that at that time. Or maybe I should have said this differently. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to go through those experiences to get to that point. But like, the way she literally set up there where she got eliminated and said, none of these other girls back here do anything for their communities. I'm the only one that does. And everyone else is sitting there like, are you fucking serious? Like, you don't know what we do and don't do. I know Tita was probably back there pissed, because I'm like, what? Like, I was very like, where did that come from? What was the point of it? Her
speech was so nice up to that point.
And then they were back there, and then they were all back there barely hugging your ass. Why would they? I wouldn't touch you either, girl. They were all back there like, bye, girl.
Like, is what I said before. Like, there's a way to build yourself up, or like to celebrate yourself without putting others down. And it's just,
that's the difference between the scenario that happened the first time. Because the first time, Maxie had asked, what do you do and they don't do? Yeah. Nobody asked you what you do and what you don't do when you were getting eliminated. So you didn't have to bring up anybody else. Nobody else, I think, when they got eliminated, brought up no other girl on that stage but themselves and what they did and how they felt about the journey and how they were going to be. Almost every single one of them, when they got eliminated, was like, I'm a star. I'm sickening. I'm this, that, and the other. Not one of them said, I do all of this and they don't do nothing. Bye. I'm like, what? That just it came off very... Yeah. It came off in very bad taste. And I was just like, I hope she watches that back and looks at that and like apologizes to those girls. Because I'm like, damn, that was kind of...
Maybe it came out wrong.
That was kind of a slap in the face of some of those girls.
Something else, but...
Yeah. I think for me, it might have been something to like... She might have opted for a shady comment in order to not like cry on the main stage, because the moment she walks back into the workroom, she collapses immediately and is like so overwhelmed with emotion. So she may have defaulted to, it's again to what you said, Eve, like right place, right time. I don't know that she has that. She might have defaulted to saying something shady.
Yeah,
that moment.
It just made the entire elimination awkward. Like, really, nobody cheered for her when she left or clapped or nothing.
Yeah.
She was like, subscribe to my channel, bye. And we're all sitting here like, no, we're subscribed to John's. We're good. Like, it was...
Wow.
And I mean, she didn't do bad in the episode. She did a great job in the season. Like, I didn't think she had any, like, moments. Everyone had, like, a few moments that they were... like a little bit too much or made a shady comment, whatever. But she never had moments that would make people really pissed off at her for a good reason. And it was unfortunate that she did that in her last moment. Like, She could have gone home on a better note.
Yeah,
But,
really.
Yeah. What I will say though, as someone with a lot in common with Mick Chanel,
Same.
non-binary, podcaster, living with HIV, like as someone with a lot of fucking shit in common with this queen, I am very, very thankful that we got to see Mix on this season. I think they provided so much entertainment, point blank in the period. There's so much entertainment coming from Mix. She became one of the stars of this season. We're going to remember who Mix Chanel is. And I'm very thankful on several fronts to have representation from someone like Mix on TV for a lot of different things that I also relate to. Like, I feel like seeing Mix is like seeing myself on TV. And it's really cool to continue to see more of that on these international franchises. So I love Mix. I'm happy that she was on my draft team for this season. I'm sad she's gone, but I think it was, right place, right time.
I'm glad she didn't go home earlier because I was a little bit worried and I was feeling a little bit like she was going to go home earlier. So I'm glad she made it to this point, and she served some great looks.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That blanket one,
So
and then like the bug. I don't know what bug it was. If it was like a dragonfly.
Dragonfly. I think it was actually a dragonfly.
But the bug one, yeah, that was so good.
Or a mantis. It was a mantis. Never mind.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Animal.
Love you, Max.
Love you.
Because I know for a damn fact, if it was a dragonfly look, one of us would have come up in there that day saying, "A dragonfly." I know one of us would have done it.
I mean, I wasn't there for the look over here, so maybe I don't know.
I don't think we did. Anyway, there's no draft update because honestly, I don't know what's going on with the draft because I don't know how to do points for this episode. And I haven't talked to David because David has not watched the episode and David is in charge of our drafts. So we will have a draft update next week going into the semifinals. It is the last competitive episode before the finale of DragRace Philippines season 3. I'm sad it's almost over. I'm very sad.
It could be longer because
Yeah.
it's so good.
It's such a good season. We are getting a music video top 5 challenge. Again, they like doing this for this top 5 now, 2 seasons in a row, and I like it. Well, last season was top 6 because they saved them both. But and we see all of the queens are back. And for me
back
specifically, that just meant, oh my God, John's back on my TV. Yay. So, yes, God. But yes, so we will be back next week talking about the semifinal penultimate episode of Drag Race Philippines Season 3. I'm going to tell y'all this right now. You are not going to want to miss next week's recap. That's all I'm going to say. You are not going to want to miss it. But with that being said, thank you for joining us for this recap. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, because we got a lot of content coming out weekly here at the Cup Network, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So, cheers!
Bye.
Bye.
Flawless victory.
Kinda.
You are
Semi-flawed victory this week.